whatever you do, don't put your lips on it. I have shepherd's hut ideas all trapped in here. Let me have a drive every now and then, can you be like? No. Hey up, Woodlanders. It's bank holiday today. Again. We've had more bank holidays in May than we've had actual days of May. I don't know about you, but May seems to be going on forever. My first job is I've got to make some more panels, so I've got 2 for a chap across the road, they're 5x5s, and I've got 1 for Bill, who is like a glamping chappie. He's just set up a glamping site over in Leicester, quite a nice little place, got these domed pods, and we've put a couple of panels in already, and he's got 1 more order for 1 more panel, so we've got those to make the frames today. If you've not seen this before, go and check a previous wood log. So I'll just do a bit of a time lapse, because most of you have seen me making frames a lot before. That's M3 knocked out. I shall see you in the morning, ready for all the delivery of the lattice panels over to store. Now we're ready for the gardener's live lady. Morning, morning, morning. Have you noticed how many green flies are about this year? We seem to be inundated with them. One tree I saw the other day, it was so shiny it looked like somebody put gloss paint on it. It was ridiculous. If you're not up to speed with green fly and black fly and aphids and aphids, some people call them, don't they? They suck the sap out of a tree for their food. Their excrement is used by the ants, and the ants milk the aphids, and so when you go to a tree and it's all sticky and shiny, you're like, what is this? And you park your car underneath it and you come back and there's all these little tiny sticky bubbles of like clear liquid. They call it honeydew, but it has nothing to do with honey, trust me, and whatever you do, don't put your lips on it. Anyway, we've had just a little dribble of rain overnight, which is no bad thing really, because we've had like 2 weeks of 22 degrees. It's been lovely really, almost like a miniature summer. I know I'm hard to please with the weather, because early May it was just nothing but rain, like mud and rain, and now all that mud has, I wouldn't say we've dried up, but things have gone definitely drier, so that has helped to dampen down the dust. And it's also provided a little bit of moisture for my young trees I planted a few months ago, which I'm glad about, because I was starting to think, will it rain ever again? It'll run down the little grass stems and the little bits of mulch I've got, that's a bit more rain, and just help to dampen that top ground. And it's because the young trees are only in the sort of top 2 to 3 inches of soil, and of course that's the first bit that dries out. So thank goodness I mulched. Just 4 lumps of charcoal, a spark for about 15 seconds. Try doing that with your little special. Can you watch that a minute? I think we'll be alright now. Right, now the charcoal's lit, we can crack on with this 6x6 panel. I don't know about you, I'm struggling to get it going this morning. I feel exhausted for some reason. I know, we'll try and keep it moving. Uprights are in, let's get weaving. We've got our early signs of charcoal gassing. So if you've not seen this before, the barrel that I put on is full of timber. Gases inside the timber that are what's termed as volatile, which means that given a source of ignition, they would ignite. And that's what's happening there. So those flames that almost look like they're being pushed down is in the bottom of the barrel. There's holes drilled all the way along, and when the pressure gets so much inside the barrel, the gases are forced out, and there you get the ignition process. I can shut the lid, the gases continue to come out and continue to ignite, and keeping an eye on the temperature. When the temperature drops, usually that means the gases have finished, and that's your charcoal made. Simple as that. Getting Bella last week was interesting, but because she's a rehome, a couple that have got her couldn't look after her anymore because of allergies. It just made her all her arms flare up and her skin and her face and everything. That sort of sparked in me quite an unusual feeling I didn't expect, really. On the one hand, it felt like I was taking someone's child away in a way. It was a very odd experience. And then it was odd because I actually felt sorry for the dog as well. A bit like taking a child away from its mother in a way. Not that I've ever got any experience in taking children away from their parents, but it sort of felt almost morally wrong somehow to do it to someone. And one that sort of leaves you with a bit of a heavy heart in a way. It just doesn't sort of go away. I've had those feelings all week now, and I think it's kind of hit me harder today, really, that somehow it still feels a bit wrong. And thankfully, we're still in touch with the previous owners, just so that they can see Bella again, and I just want them to be reassured that we're doing the right thing by Bella the dog. It's a weird one, because if you bought a car, and the car owner says, any chance you could keep me in touch with the car and let me have a drive every now and again, you'd be like, no. But with a dog, I do feel quite differently, and you know, if they want to go and take her for a walk, I'll be happy with that. Won't be a problem. Be interested in what you think on that. And for that reason, I think my percentage is down this week. Last week was a pretty crazy week, really, with a dog, and sort of you end up running on adrenaline, I think, for half the week. But this week, I definitely feel my percentage has dropped significantly. I think I might be down to sort of a 50% today. If you're new to the whole 50% thing and what I'm going on about, it's Ollie's blogs. He's a contract farmer, but he just gets people to answer as a percent. So rather than going to any long lengths about, oh, this happened to me and that happened to me, and some people don't always know how to express their feelings, but to answer as a percent keeps it sort of like, got you, I understand it. So let me know if you want to in the comments. You're free to do that, there's no charge at all. What percentage are you on this week? We can't all be above 80% all the time. It's just not life, that's just not realistic. And it's okay to say. I never used to. The videos have sort of brought it out of me. I never used to talk about my own feelings and whether I was happy or sad. Never really occurred to me that you should, really. It just I'll try and think of a one word for the week. I used to do one word Wednesdays, but we're sort of switching that up a bit. But anyway, my one word for Wednesday, because today is Wednesday, what would it be? A one word that describes my week or my day would be, somehow it feels like it should be heavy. I'm getting into some of the last lot of rods I've got now, and they're getting decidedly dry. So I would say, as a guide, if you're interested, people sometimes ask me, when's the latest you can split hazel? My answer would be, if you've harvested in the winter, see it went then, it's on dry, look. If you've harvested in winter, I would say middle of June is about your cut-off point. And if you're doing traditional style hurdles where you knot the ends and spin around the ends, I would say your cut-off point might end up being the end of April, not the end of May. Well done. We've got you tethered, haven't we, at the moment? Because we can't trust you on the woodland on your own to wander around all this acreage without getting lost or under the fence or something, and you won't know your way back, will you? So we have this is our training lead. Right, panels all made. I've got to get some beam poles ready. And can you believe it? We've actually sold some beam poles. Mission accomplished. I'm off home for my tea. I'll see you in the morning. All this to get the shot.
I could sit around and wait all day. You lay easy on my mind. Like a candle I just burn away. All we really have is time. All we really have is time. I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Take it with anybody.
One down, one to go.
Take it with anybody.
naughty. I never actually thought I would get that done. We've managed to get both 5-foot panels finished in a day. Today has been a totally stunning day. Proper barbecue weather.
What was it they used to say? Seeking you would find.
My next job is to get some charcoal out of storage, get that home. We've actually had a few sales just this last week, which has been encouraging.
There is nothing in you that is fading.
I never realised I had so many boxes tucked away. It's like the container that just keeps giving.
You are brighter all the time. I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Take it.
I think that's it. Pretty sure I've got them all out now. So that's good. That's one job done. I'm going to put the road sign back where it belongs. That's the next job. And I think we've got some long-tailed tits in the box. I've been trying to get them on camera all day, and they're a little bit elusive. You gotta love young birds, don't you, like that? Oops. And while I might not be able to catch the long-tailed tits in action, I've got another idea I want to try out with the wildlife camera. This is the Keyham. This wildlife camera was recommended to me, and honestly it has been fantastic. They sell on Amazon for about 100 quid. Oops, it's a bit wobbly wobbly up here. And I managed to get an offer, so if you watch it long enough on Amazon, sometimes they send you an offer. And I think I paid about 65 for it. While £100 is an awful lot of money, it is to me anyway, I thought 60 was far more reasonable. And we've managed to get all sorts of wildlife action when I remember, because I kind of forget. But what my idea is here is I want to try and capture hazel growing. And so, if I can, I'm going to set the camera up next to this hazel coppice we've got down here, and I'm going to try and see if I can take photographs over, like 3 or 4 photographs a day over the month of June, because June is the month for growth. So hopefully we should be able to see this grow from like where it is at the moment, which is about 1 foot high, up to anything up to about 5 foot high. Stand by in a month's time for some hazel growth action. Set up. And we've got a proper professional setup here, look at that. So it's going to monitor that hazel there. I'm hoping it'll be alright. I'm going to check it in a week. I've set the interval to 4 hours, which means we'll get 6 pictures a day. So that's what we've done. It's an interesting experiment. It's something I can only do once this year, so I'm quite looking forward to that. I love cameras. Thanks for watching this week, and if you're able to, let June bloom. See you on the next one.
I don't wanna waste it on anybody.
Just gotta catch my breath. So let me explain. I didn't want a caravan. I didn't ask for a caravan, but we've got a caravan. And thanks to my mate Jeff, who is the woodland owner that I do woodland work for in Rosseston, we now have a caravan. This, I believe, was his sister-in-law's, maybe? And they used to use it for family events. It's quite an old brute, but surprisingly, it's still pretty decent inside. The back window is broken. Caravan wasn't at the top of the list of to-dos at the Woodland for definite. So we'll make use of it this summer, see how it goes, see how we get on with it. We won't be touring England with it. Anyway, for now I'm going to leave it where it is. Perhaps see a bit more of the inside there, look. It's not too bad. This is where the back window's broken. Look, it's broken there. It's broken there, so that's potentially a squirrel hole, which I need to sort out ASAP. But there we have it. Our first, quite possibly the last caravan we'll ever have. It's an adventure, isn't it? If nothing else, it might move me to try and get my shepherd's hut finished. I have shepherd's hut ideas all trapped in here and they need to come out. And this year might be the year, but don't hold me to that.